Morning you guys, I thought I would do something different and sit in my arbour. This is the, you can see there's a plaque to my dad there, so it's an arbour bench that I bought. I don't know what the lighting will be like, I don't know how many people will be coming through the courtyard. You can hear I'm speaking a bit quietly because there's a lot of people out on their patios and it's making me a bit paranoid, but I thought it was worth a go because it's so hot in the house. It's just way cooler out here. So I thought I would do a little get ready with me because you guys are often asking for tutorials and it's not something that I can easily do because I normally put my makeup on in the morning and I do it. It's a long story, but anyway, today I'm putting it on later because we're going out to dinner and I wanted it to last a little bit longer. You know, if I put it on in the morning in this heat, it would be gone by lunchtime. Or it wouldn't look very nice anyway. We're going out to dinner for Kev's dad's 80th birthday. Just realised I didn't bring a mirror with me. It wasn't very bright, was it? Yeah, so we're all going out for a meal, including Watson. Watson's coming along. It's a dog-friendly place, so that's brilliant. Just turned the settings up there. I don't know whether it'll be too bright. Hopefully not. I don't know whether I told you what this foundation was. It is, or is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better. This one in, I think it's 20.5, yeah, light neutral. So I thought I would use a few of my favourite things and a few new things as well that I've bought that you haven't seen in action. So I went yesterday to do some shopping to try and find an outfit because I realised that we haven't actually been out for dinner for nearly 2 years. Obviously because of lockdown. And we don't go out to dinner that much anyway, you know, it's not something that we particularly do. But because of lockdown, we've never gone out with his family, with Kev's family. And we've been out to lunch, but not dinner. So I was like, I don't have an outfit, I don't have anything to wear. So I thought, hopefully that you can try on in the shops now, but no. Some of them you can, and some of them are just still saying no. Apparently, I asked in River Island, I went into River Island and asked if you could try things on. Because there's so many things I just wouldn't buy without trying them on. You know, I'm going to go and buy like 5 different things to take home on the hope that they're okay and then have to go back again. No. This, by the way, is my Nyx Eyebrow Pencil in, the micro brow pencil in chocolate. So I went into River Island and asked and they said no, they're not. They were going to be open on Monday, but they got extra advice from the government that they weren't supposed to be open. And apparently the other shops that are open in the changing rooms are not interpreting the rules the same way, you know. So I was a bit cheeky. I bought one top in River Island and then I went next door to Fat Face, didn't know if their changing rooms were open or not, and they happened to be open. Tried on a top in Fat Face and I thought, well, I might as well try this River Island top on. And it looked terrible. It looked and felt terrible. It was a blouse. It was a pink with black spots on it blouse, and it was just wasn't a very nice pink on, you know. It didn't suit me at all. And it was, yeah, it was just felt too tight. So I got 2 tops from Fat Face and took the River Island one back. And I've got two or three tops to choose from tonight, but the 2 that I bought from Fat Face, one was a white jumper with sort of halfway down it tie-dyes into a sort of coral colour, but it's a very, very thin jumper, if you know what I mean. So it depends if it's cooled off this evening. I think that might be too much, to be honest. It's just too sticky at the minute. So I think I might go with the other option, which was a black top with zebras and tigers on it. Sounds a bit out there, but it's actually really quite plain. And it was really comfy, really sort of loose fitting and comfy. So I might go for that. And what I love about Fat Face is I'm always a size way below what I actually am, because one of the tops is a 10 and one's a 12. And I would say I'm definitely a 14 on top at the moment. I've put on so much weight. I know that it shows a bit in my face, but I've put on, well, I weigh 84 kilos, no, about 83, 84 kilos, something like that. I don't know what that is in pounds and stones at the minute, because we do kilos because that's what we weigh Watson in for the vet. But worse than that, I bought a size 18 jeans in River Island, and that was when I was like, no, something's got to change. Something has absolutely got to change. This is the number 7 translucent powder that I'm using, and this is that brush that I said was a favourite for powder by My Kit Company, the 012. This is their synthetic one. And I know River Island runs small, but I would say I am now about a size 16, 14 to 16 on the bottom, 12 to 14 on the top. So I have been making some changes because I was waiting basically until my migraines are under control, and that doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon, because with my migraines I'm having them daily. Not for the whole day, but sometimes for the whole day, and so it's very hard to do any exercise. You're told with migraine that you need to eat regularly. Eating actually helps take away the pain. It's just not conducive for a diet, you know. So yeah, like I said, I was waiting until, let me show you what I'm going to use for my eyeshadow. I'm going to use my little Viseart Petit 4 in chocolate, that little palette there. I'm using my Vieve 237 soft definer brush. What was I saying? Yeah, diet. So I have already made some changes because, like I said, I was originally waiting to properly get on the diet train, or the healthy eating train, or the lose weight, whatever you want to call it, plan. I'm always one of those that wants something sustainable. I don't want to actually do a diet. I'm not very good with following diets. I just want to change some of the bad habits I have. And so I have already pretty much stopped drinking alcohol because we would drink quite a lot, to be fair. We would drink a lot of nights. Now I only ever have, in the week I'd only ever have 2 Bacardis, but it kind of can build up without you noticing, you know, like it would be like, all right, okay, I'll just have them on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then it'd be like, oh, Thursday, Kev would have a drink, Kev would have a beer, so I'd be like, right, I'll have a little Bacardi as well. And then if he had a beer left over on a Monday, he'd have a beer, and I'd be like, well, I'll have a little Bacardi as well then, you know. And it's just, yeah, that's just one major thing that I should remove. Don't get me wrong, I know that with migraine it's probably not the best anyway, but I have tested that it's not that, because there was a time where I didn't drink before and I still had migraines. Anyway, so last weekend I had gave myself one Bacardi and Diet Coke on the Saturday night, and other than that I'm not really drinking at all. I don't miss it that much. It's just one of those things that's just a habit, I think. And the good thing about that is it doesn't make me want to eat salty snacks, because the minute I have a Bacardi, it makes me crave something salty, you know, like I want to then have some popcorn or crisps or something like that, and so not drinking has kind of taken away that craving, so that's helping a bit. Things always look less blended in the viewfinder than they do in real life. And I have to say, this is not a very flattering video. I'm not loving what I see in there. Saying that, I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see that well. Right, I want to try this e.l.f. primer putty. Is that what it's called? Putty Eye Primer. Because I don't think it's very good and I want to give it one more go. And I'm using my Makeup Forever 174, I think that is. It's just a flat brush like that. To put this on my lids. This is what I use for all my primers. So the other thing I've changed is I'm not drinking as much tea. But again, I don't actually drink that much actual tea. I used to drink one cup of black tea in the morning, and then the rest of the day I'd drink red bush tea with the very occasional coffee, and even the coffee I would have would be decaffeinated. But now, rather than getting up and having 2 cups of decaffeinated tea, because I changed to decaffeinated tea bags firstly, but now instead of doing that, I am having just water in the morning, and what I found is that it makes me not really want tea. I don't know whether it's the weather making it easier, you know, but I'm just having filtered water in the morning and really enjoying it. I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it, because I'm not a big water drinker. I'm somebody that likes to have flavoured water, or, you know, something to zhuzh up the water, but I am really enjoying it. So with those little changes, hopefully my weight will start to drop before I do anything more dedicated. I will eventually do what I know, which is count calories, use MyFitnessPal, count calories, but it is so difficult while I've got these migraines, because I can barely think about what to, you know, the basics of the day when I'm feeling like that, let alone try and put stuff into my phone. I can't go on my phone when I've got a migraine, and yeah, it's just too much. But hopefully I'll get on top of it. I don't think the Botox is working, because I had it 4 weeks ago, and I had one, what I call a stick a day, you know, where I don't have a migraine. Doesn't mean I'm not in pain, but I don't have a migraine at least. I had that on the first week of July, and I've not had one until yesterday, so obviously this is the last week of July. So in the whole of July I will have had 2 or 3 days without a migraine, so yeah, it doesn't seem as if it's working very well for me. Do you know, I'm getting to the point where I think I might need to wear my glasses to put my makeup on. That's ridiculous. I suppose I could have put a contact lens in, couldn't I? I could go and put a contact lens in. This outer corner brush is a Morphe Cross Jacqueline Hill JH52, and I really like it. It's going in with the darker colour in the corner there. Yeah, the other things that I'm trying, and one of them is actually seems to be helping. One of them is called a Mind Machine, MYND. It's kind of like the Cephaly device, which is a TENS type machine, TENS technology. So it feels really, really odd. It sends electrical impulses. You sort of attach it to the middle of your head, and Kev says I look like something out of Star Trek. But I used it the other day when my head pain was really bad, because I get the 2 symptoms. I get either dizziness or excruciating head pain, or both. And this particular day I had excruciating head pain, and I used it and it took it away not almost instantly, because you have to have it on for about an hour, but when I finished it I had no migraine and it didn't come back for the rest of the day, so that was amazing. I did try the Cephaly and it didn't work that well for me at all. But to be fair, when I was trying the Cephaly, I had mostly dizziness rather than head pain. So I tried the Mind device again on one of the days this week where I just had dizziness. That sounds like my little papa come in. Just had him shaking. And it also seemed to help with that, so I'm pretty hopeful. I couldn't use it this morning. I got up this morning, it felt okay, and so we went off on a family walk. Then I started to feel dizzy halfway through the walk, and Kev's always great. He's like, right, come on, we're going home. And I'm like, no, we haven't been out long enough, you know, to wear what's it out enough. And he's like, it doesn't matter, we need to go home if you're feeling like this. And he's like, he always wants me to sit down and he'll drive the car around and pick me up, you know. And I try and sort of push through it. But anyway, I couldn't obviously get the little device out. I mean, I suppose it does advertise as being portable, but you have to take all of the makeup off on your head. And I mean, we have to clean with soap and water, you know, make sure there's no grease on you. So although I didn't have makeup on, I had SPF on, so you have to take all of that on, then you have to go over with alcohol, and then you're walking around with this thing looking like Star Trek, so you know, you'd get a few stares. Not that I'd worry about that, but it feels very weird, and it would feel odd to be walking around with it on. I have walked around in the house with it on, but that's about it, you know. Okay, I'm going to use my Kiko definition eyeliner that I showed you I got the other day. So yeah, that wasn't an option, so instead I had to take my Caramello, which is something that I can take only twice a week for it, but it does help. It's one thing that I know helps. I wish I could take it more, but I can't, because it might give me medication overuse headache, as they call it, you know, gives you a rebound headache. But I took that. It does take an hour or so to work. So we still cut the walk short. I mean, we'd been walking for 50 minutes, but normally like to try an hour and a half, which is weird, because when we first got Watson I couldn't even walk 15 minutes because of my knee. That's, you know, I'm really pleased how much I've built up, how much strength I've built up. Aren't these pretty colours in this palette? So that was a big mistake. I just realised I've been chatting to you guys and I didn't even press record. So that wasn't clever, was it? And I was telling you that I'm using this Gosh Skinny Bee mascara, and that it's nearly done. I'm nearly ready to move on to another. And I do love this one. It is a favourite. It is one that I would repurchase. I don't think it gives quite as much drama or quite as much fullness as the Essence one that I was telling you guys I liked, but I just love the tiny little brush, and it doesn't clump or anything, you know, it really sort of separates lashes. I like it. I like it. So in this little pot here I have, I can't actually remember what this is. This one is it the Egyptian Magic? It's something like that, you know, real emollient. And that's what I use to sort of clean under my eyes before putting concealer on. And it sort of doubles up as taking away any fallout, and also giving a little bit of moisture and a nice base for concealer. So I'll tell you a story about yesterday when I went to get my outfit. I went to look shop for an outfit. When I went into Fat Face, the woman was lovely. The first woman I came across, she was very pregnant, about to drop pregnant. She was very sweet, and I was asking her about the changing rooms, and she was like, yes, we're open. I was like, oh, brilliant. So I took a few things in, and she kept saying, you know, if you need anything, just give me a shout, I'll go and get something for you. And I was thinking, there's no way I'm asking a woman that pregnant to go and get me something. I'll go and get it myself, you know. Anyway, I took in some stuff, came out and went to pay for my goods. And it was very quiet in the store, I suppose because it was a weekday. And I bet it would have been busier if people knew their changing rooms were open, because there's nowhere else apart from M&S open at the minute. And apparently it's only because they're following the English rules, but the Scottish rules are different. Anyway, so we get to the till, and she said, what are you up to for the rest of the day? And I said, oh, I'll be trying to keep my dog cool this afternoon because it's so hot, you know. And she went, oh, you've got a dog, have you got any pictures? And she was saying, we were just talking about dogs. So I showed her a picture. And she was like, oh my God, she called this guy over that she'd apparently been talking to about dogs. I'm going to use the concealer that I told you I love, the Revolution one. It's a little bit light, but hey ho. And she said, we were just talking about dogs and about how somebody that works there had said that dogs don't have feelings, but they were saying that they do. And she said, oh, by the way, you know, we're a dog friendly store, you can bring your dog in any time, which I think I kind of knew that about Fat Face. I think we've been in there, we're on holiday with Watson. So I said to her, oh yeah, they definitely have feelings. And I was telling her about the fact that Watson used to look after, I don't think she goes to the daycare anymore, used to look after a little dog called Maisie that was blind. And he would like walk along beside her and kind of nudge her if there was steps nearby, and you know, he just seems to have an affinity for disabled dogs. He doesn't particularly love all dogs. He will play with some dogs, but he just, if they've got any kind of disability, he's straight over there and kind of licking them and kissing them and looking after them. And he's known at his daycare for being the one that he looks after the new dogs. If there's a new dog, he'll kind of stick by them on their first day and play with them, and so cute. Anyway, I told this story to this woman and this guy. The woman starts crying her eyes out. I felt terrible. I was like, oh my God, I'd forgotten about like pregnancy hormones, you know. I was like, I'm so sorry. And she was like, oh no, it's fine. She said, it's happy tears. She said, I'd forgot about my hormones. And she said, when you were telling the story, I was thinking, oh my God, I can feel it coming on. I mean, we had a laugh about it, but she was like proper upset. And the guy that was working there, he was like, oh my God, are you all right? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I felt terrible. But as I left, she was like, no, you made my day, you really made my day, that's just so nice. So it obviously was just the hormones, and she thought it was a lovely thing, you know. And I must admit, when I was told the first time that Watson did that, I cried my eyes out as well. I thought it was so sweet, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know dogs kind of did that, you know. I certainly didn't expect it from Watson. But you know, you can imagine how mean I felt. Like I said, she was so pregnant, and I was like, oh my God, I'm really sorry. Okay, I'm going to use my bronzer now, and I use this with a really weird brush. Out of all the bronzer brushes that I've tried, this is the one that I found that's the best, and it's a blusher brush. I think this is a Boots own brush. I'm pretty sure it is. And then this is my favourite bronzer of all time. It's the Invisible Bronze by Bare Minerals. Oh, I was going to get another mirror out. The mirror is actually on here, idiot. This is definitely my all-time favourite bronzer. I can't believe Watson's sleeping inside, honestly. It's so hot. I don't know why he's out here. He was out here, but then he went in. He loves his crate. We were going to get rid of it. A couple of times we were going to get rid of it, and every time we did, we were like, oh, he hasn't been in there for a while. He would suddenly go in there. And for the last 2 years, since the last time we talked about getting rid of it, we've made it so cozy. Like I've put a cover on it, I've put a lovely soft mattress in it, and then a little pillow at one end, and he just loves it, and he goes to what we now call his bedroom. So I took the door off. I was like, right, we can keep it, but I'm going to take the door off. I don't want it to be like a cage, if you know what I mean. Right, I'm going to use some of this Lottie London brow thing that I got. So I'm just going to spray it with micellar water. Just put a little spray on it. And then I'll go in with the end of the... okay. So I'm just going to go in it like this. I can't decide what I think about this. I think I'm going to get fed up with the faff of it. But it is actually quite good. I'm not going to try and do the soap brows today, I'm just going to try and hold them in place. I'm hoping that Kev will do Watson's walk, his next walk, so I don't have to go out in the heat. Yeah, that'll do. I'm actually not going to do what I usually do. I usually spend a lot more time on it than that, but that should be enough. Okay, for blush, I am using the Vieve blush in Pesca, it's called. That's the colour there. And I'm using my Makeup Forever brush. It's called a wavy brush. I think it's 1.5 something, 152 maybe, but it doesn't, the number's gone. Can't really see it. So, just have to guess. I notice I have to be careful with blush, because if I put it on for filming, then you need it to be a bit stronger, because really light blush doesn't show up. But then I think, oh, I don't want to look like I've gone overboard when I go out, you know. Okay, I'm just going to put some of this. This is the Too Faced Killer Kajal liner in my upper waterline. It's only like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but we're leaving at 5 o'clock, so I'll probably give my makeup a little touch up before I leave. Next, I'm using my LA Girl lip liner in Natural Cream. This is a really lovely soft creamy lip liner. A little bit darker than I would like, but I love how it sharpens. It doesn't take too much off when you sharpen it. You know, there's some pencils that are like half the size by the time you've sharpened it. And I like them really sharp. Kev asked me yesterday if I had looked at the menu for the restaurant we're going to. I'm using my Stila liquid lipstick in Caramello. Still my favourite lipstick all these years later. And I said no, and he was like, wow. It shows you how different I am from when I met him, because I would always have a look at a menu because I'd be so freaked out at the thought that I probably couldn't eat anything. Goodness, I knew I was going to drop something. But yeah, I think I'm so much better now with food, so much better. And I just said, no, I've not looked. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find something on the menu that I can eat, which is really unusual for me, because like I said, I was always so fussy. I always do this, go over my liquid lipsticks with powder. Just seems to hold them in place a bit better. And then the final thing is the NYX. This is Milky Gloss. I don't know what colour it's in. Cookies and milk. Not sure I want to put anything under my eyes, to be honest. I don't think I will bother. I think I'll just leave it like this. I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair. I'm probably going to, if I get time, put a few more curls in it. I might just leave it down, I think. So that is me. That is my makeup done. I hope that you enjoyed this. That's the other reason why I don't do a lot of get readies with me and tutorials. That I just don't think I'm very good at the actual video making or at the makeup application, and I never like the way I look in them, you know, applying things. I'm like, oh my god, that's not blended and that's patchy, and you know. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will speak to you again soon.